Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to do a review here, and this is actually going to be like a tabletop comparison between the Glock and the 1911. I have two handguns here. They're both semi-automatic pistols, which means semi-automatic. Every time you pull the trigger, a bullet's going to come out of it. They're both single-action guns. However, Glock calls theirs double action. But I mean, if you cock the slide back and let go once, then pull the trigger, then it'll cycle back and load another bullet. So let's go ahead and show you a comparison of the Glock 20, which is the 10mm, and the Nighthawk Custom 45. These are two handguns. This is the 1911 and this is the Glock. I almost said two 1911s. And this is maybe give you some information of which you should buy. First, let's start with the Glock. This is a Glock 20, which takes a 10mm magazine, which holds 15 plus 1 rounds. It's a double stack. It's a little bit wider. It's a big gun. It has a steel slide, polymer frame. The gun itself comes with white dot plastic sights, and it is what it is. It is a very reliable gun. It has 34 to 35 parts, completely field strippable, very easy to take down. Okay, very easy. To take the gun down, basically, you cock it forward, we discharge it. You just pull it back a little. You pull this takedown lever down, and you pull it apart. That's pretty much in a nutshell. You can see taking it apart. Like I say, the slide is metal, recoil spring is metal, but the rod is plastic, and the whole upper slide is metal. Put it back together. That's it. That's field ready. That's very easy to take this gun down. Very simple, very fast. It has a rail here, but the Gen 3s, Gen 2s do not. This has a little rail where you can put a light on it or something like that. You get the Glock light with the laser they make, which is great. Very ergonomic. It has a safe system safety in it. The only really safety is keeping your finger off the trigger. When you put that on there, that will allow it to fire. Like I say, a lot of aftermarket parts for this. This particular one's the short frame, which means it fits a little bit better in your hand. Nice gun, nothing wrong. Glock's been around for a very long time. They probably make more pistols than most manufacturers of guns. They make a wide assortment of them. You can buy them in 380, 22, 22 conversion kit, but 380, gap, 10mm, 45, 40 Smith & Wesson, 50 GI. I mean, there's just like so many reiterations of this gun. It's crazy. There's a lot of accessories for it. You can buy guide rod lasers, tack lights and stuff go on this here, on this little rail. Different kind of aftermarket sights, different barrels, everything. A gun like this is probably a brand new one. It's probably like $575. Very good price for a very, 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 very reliable gun. Okay, this is not going to let you down in combat or anything. And being in the 10mm, it's way more powerful than a 45. Like I say, you get two 15. The second one I want to go ahead and start on is the Nighthawk Custom. Now, I'm just bringing a Nighthawk Custom just to say 1911. Doesn't really matter which 1911 you get. They all basically have the same kind of okay. This one's empty. They take a 8-round magazine. Okay, so right there. 8 rounds. This particular one is a bobtail. It has this portion cut off. Your 1911 is going to be a very accurate gun. When you fire this thing, when you shoot this thing, when you take it to the range and pull the trigger, it's going to be on target. It's going to be a great gun. It's not going to let you down. It'll never let you down. It's just going to be accurate. Takedown to most 1911s is fairly easy. Some are pretty hard. Normally there's a barrel bushing in here, you just pop off. It's not as fast as a Glock field strippable or fast to take it apart. It's not as fast. You know, your 1911 is going to be more accurate when you fire it. It's just, they just have a better trigger pull overall. There's a little bit more work into them. Just about any 1911 you get is going to be carbon steel. Some will have a alloy frame. I know I heard that it came out with one with a polymer frame now, but it's just going to really depend on you. Takedown on them is fairly easy. This one, being a Nighthawk, is a little bit more difficult. I will kind of show you. Takedown on this one is a little bit more difficult because it's got a one-piece guide rod. So I'm going to just kind of goof around here and show you. Get this in here. It just owes itself just a little bit more harder to take apart. Okay, so basically you slide it forward. You'll have the takedown catch. You have to pull this, push this button in. Okay, this particular pen allows you to release the slide stop. And you'll see right about there how it's lined up. Okay, then all you really have to do on this, you just slide the slide off. Okay, and it'll pull your slide off. Slide comes off. Pretty much take it apart. Put it back together is pretty straightforward. This one's a little harder because this has this one-piece guide rod in it, and it is just a little bit more difficult. So I think, I mean, in my guesstimation here, when I've been doing this, it seems like it's just a little harder to take apart. You have to line your, you take it and you line it up something like this. Put your slide stop pin in there. Okay. Line up your, you line up your slide stop, and you can line that up with the takedown. There's a little takedown notch there. It's a little bit harder, but if you do it enough, practice enough, it's not too difficult. So once you get that down, then you're going to lock your slide back. You pop that pen out, and you go forward. And that's pretty much putting it back together. Okay. Like I say, this particular one is just a great 1911. I mean, 1911s will range anywhere from, and I got a little marker on there, so I have to wipe that off here. A little red marker. They'll range anywhere from $500 and up. It just, you know, it's just going to depend on what you spend on for what you want to spend on it. They are, like I say, super reliable guns. They fire great. As you can see by the trigger pull on it. They're fantastic guns. And they're really nice. See, I always load a chamber dummy round in it. Okay. And you know, they're just great guns. And it's going to really depend on you. So here you have it. You know, which one did you want? That's a decision you got to make. You know, here you have a gun that's going to give you 15 plus 1 rounds. It's going to be drop dead reliable. It's going to be, you can drop it in mud or guts or anything, you can get it for about under $600. Here's a 1911. This particular one is quite a bit, but you could get them You know, something half decent is probably going to be about 700 and up. And like I say, they're going to be accurate. They're going to be dead accurate. They're going to be heavy guns. They're going to shoot great at the range. And that's going to be a decision that you're going to have to make on, you know, what is your decision as far as a 1911 or a Glock. But like I say, both are really nice guns, very reliable. But, you know, I guess a lot of it's going to depend on your intended purposes. For a target gun, 1911, I think everybody should at least own one 1911. Don't have to have a bunch of them. At least own one. Everybody should at least own one Glock. I think if you have that, you know, you have the best of both worlds. But thanks a lot for tuning into the video, and there it is, 1911 or Glock.